So, hello everyone. Welcome to Meditation for Productivity. It's Tuesday at 12 noon. While we're just waiting for any latecomers to join, just a couple of announcements of upcoming events. I'm doing a beginner's retreat in the United Kingdom in October this year, from the 6th to the 8th of October. That's a weekend event, starts on a Friday evening, goes through to Sunday afternoon in the beautiful Berkshire countryside, just a short rail journey out of London. And it takes about an hour or so to get to the retreat centre. So that's the 6th to 8th of October in Berkshire. Have a look on the website if you're interested in that. And then also a couple of online events coming up. If you want to go a little bit deeper into your mindfulness, and then on Wednesday, the 3rd of May, in the evening, 7:30 to 9 p.m., we're doing a deepening your practice. And then on Saturday, the 25th of March, 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m., these are all UK times. We're doing more of a beginner's session for people new to mindfulness and looking to learn mindfulness to enhance your work productivity. So it is now 12 noon exactly, so we'll make a start. For those of you who are joining for the first time, just to go through the way this works. I usually do a brief introduction on how you can use meditation to improve your workflow, your productivity, creativity. Hopefully, it helps you to get things done, remain more focused, and give yourself a little bit more leisure time when you could even use it to do some more meditation. So I'll just do a little bit of introduction or theory explanation to get us going. And then we'll learn one of the mindfulness tools that we use to keep focused throughout the day. And then we will conclude with a productivity meditation. And I'll explain that as we do it. So first of all, a few words about using meditation and mindfulness to enhance your work productivity. So generally when we're working, the mind, although we try to focus, it is often quite distracted by a lot of other things that are going on, thoughts flowing through the mind, not always easy to keep focused. And the more we feel focused, generally the better we are, because we feel good about achieving something through the work we're actually getting done. And so there's a couple of keys to this. One is to train the mind to become focused and quieter, less distracted through using meditation. So that can spill over into a good focus when we're working. The second element is that to actually visualize ourselves in the meditation, getting the tasks done that we need to get done in any working day. So I really recommend that you do this as a daily practice, not just with me on a Tuesday at lunchtime, but every day you start your day with 10 to 15 minutes minimum of meditation, in which you pick the work tasks that you've got to achieve for the day. You visualize yourself completing those, and also experience that sense of satisfaction that comes from having got tasks completed. So our mind is often feels difficult to control, and often the more we fight against those distractions, the more they take root. Um, so one of the ways of doing this in the mindfulness is to notice what's going through our minds at any particular point in time, but do that with an element of acceptance. So we can see that not everything that is running through our minds, our thoughts or our emotions, are true. We can investigate, not so much to explore the story or try to analyze our thoughts, but more from the perspective of being with those thoughts, so that we gradually take the energy out of them when they're negative and see that we needn't let them get in the way. when we're looking to achieve a particular task. And so this is where we use the mindfulness tool throughout the working day. So let's move on now to that mindfulness tool. Over the last couple of weeks, what we've done is using a mindfulness tool which takes us to an awareness of the breath and then quick shift in focus from the breath to whatever's going through our mind at that particular moment in time. Today, we're going to use a different part of the body to achieve that focus to begin with. We're going to use an awareness of the sensation of our feet. It can be the feet on the floor, feet in the shoes, trainers, whatever. It doesn't have to be specific. You don't have to go through and feel every single toe of both feet. We just a general awareness of the feet. It's just now, as you're sitting or standing or whatever position you're in, just take your focus into the feet. Be aware of any physical sensations in the feet. And then move to notice what's going through the mind. And that's it. I do this without judgment. If you notice the mind was distracted and you weren't truly focusing on what you felt in your feet, then don't worry. That's all you need to do. Just notice the fact that that has happened. So let's do it again. Let's do it a couple of times. I'll lead it a couple of times and then allow you to do it by yourself. So bring the attention into the feet and then the mind. And back to the feet and then the mind. And when you bring the attention into the feet, just explore what you notice there. There's nothing specific to look for. There's not a right or wrong, something that should or shouldn't happen. Just notice the sensation of the feet. Maybe a particular part of one foot or the other, or it may just be a general overall awareness of the feet. Maybe the feet in the shoes, soles of the feet on the ground, perhaps. That sense of connection. So again, just bring the attention into the feet and now notice what's happening in the mind. And now just taking in your own time, just take a minute or so to do this yourself. Feet, notice what's in the mind, and then step back, clear the mind, and then do it again. Good. Now let me just emphasize that there's no right or wrong way to do the noticing of the mind. Just want to avoid the mind going off at a tangent and exploring the details of a story behind any of those thoughts or emotions that we notice. There is the sense of bare awareness, which means to become aware of a particular thought or emotion. Just to let it be, just to notice it. Maybe notice its energy. Maybe notice that it disappears, or notice that it stays. But if it stays, maybe notice the change in its energy. It may fade or it may grow stronger, but just have that awareness. And to emphasize again that there's no right or wrong here. So it's not a bad thought or a good thought. What we might notice is that it is perhaps arbitrary. So the thoughts we have about ourselves aren't always true. So if you are frustrated during the working day and you think you're not, say, not being productive enough or you're not uh, achieving things fast enough, just notice the fact that that self accusation may not be true. It's just a thought that's come into the mind and you can allow it to go. So, just finishing this mindfulness tool now by doing it one more time. Attention into the feet, and then an awareness of the mind. And back to the feet, and then to the mind. A couple of more times by yourself without the guidance. Okay, that's very good. And now we're going to move on to the meditation part of meditation for productivity. So there's three steps to this. The first step is making sure that we have a particular goal or objective, something we want to achieve during the working day, perhaps. And we bring that to mind and just think about how we're going to visualize achieving it, visualizing getting it done. You may want to take one particular feature of it and see that in the mind's eye, or you may want to work your way through each of the stages of doing the task. Of course, you can speed it up. It doesn't have to be at exactly the same pace as you do that task. So that you, for example, could visualize getting started, doing of it, and then the completion of it. And notice on the completion of it how it feels. Maybe you feel a sense of happiness or contentment of getting it done. Maybe you don't. Uh, Maybe it's neutral, or maybe there's some other emotion, but just notice what that is. So that's step one. Having a particular task to visualize and just thinking in advance how you're going to visualize it. And that visualization will probably take its own evolution once we start doing this. Second stage is the focus. I'll lead you into that in a minute. We're going to use the breath as a meditation object to focus on, but you can use a different object if you like. So remember, if you do have any health issues, mental or physical health issues, which could be a contraindication to meditation, do go to the Mindful Work Life website, www.mindful-worklife.com, and check under contraindications that it's okay for you to meditate. If you're in any doubt, consult your medical practitioner or team. Okay, so the second stage is the focus using the breath as the meditation object. If you prefer to use a different meditation object, that's perfectly fine. Go ahead and use that. Third stage is then the visualization. Once we have that stability in focus in the meditation, we're then going to go on and visualize seeing, but also maybe hearing, a sense of movement, even a sense of taste and touch, a sensation of doing this particular task, starting it, doing it, completing it, getting it done, and how we feel. Okay. So while I've been saying that, hopefully you pick the task that you're going to use. You could use several. I recommend at the beginning of a working day doing this meditation for 10, 15, even 20 minutes if you have the time. Work your way through each of the major tasks that you have in your working day and visualize you're achieving them all. So get yourself in a comfortable position wherever you are. It's important that you can remain still for the period of meditation. So feet firmly on the ground. If you need to adjust your posture to do that, then that's fine. Maybe put a cushion or something under the feet so the feet are resting on the floor. Sitting upright in your seat. Make sure you've got a straight back, not slumping forward or slouching, not leaning backwards, because you can get backache if you do that. Feeling comfortable, feeling natural, nothing forced. Maybe just roll the shoulders to allow any tension in the neck or shoulders. Move the head from side to side just to make sure we're feeling nice and relaxed. And then when you're ready, close your eyes. Make sure your hands are in a comfortable position on your lap or the arms of a chair, if your chair has them. And then bring the attention to the breath. The in-breath and the out-breath. Don't try to force anything. We're not trying to make the breath long or short. Just allowing yourself to breathe naturally, but noticing the sensation of breathing. If the mind wanders away from the breath, don't worry, that's quite natural. Just gently escort the mind back to the breath and allow yourself to be present to the breath without judging or without trying to make anything happen. Just being with the breath and noticing the breath. Allowing yourself to relax and go deeper into this state of calm. If there is any discomfort in the body, then just adjusting the posture so you feel comfortable. And just staying with the breath for a couple more minutes. Maintaining that awareness of the natural rhythm of the breath. And then when you feel that the mind is focused, take your attention to the experience of beginning your task. See in the mind's eye the image of you starting work, doing the things you need to do, preparing, and beginning to complete the task. And give yourself wholly to the experience of seeing yourself doing this task. And be aware of any sounds that you associate with doing it. There may be none, but if there are, just allow those sounds to be part of the picture. Similarly, any sense of movement in the body, allow yourself to fully experience that sense of movement, even though you remain completely still. Just allow the mind to become aware of seeing, hearing, and moving. And now any sense of taste or touch that might arise. And just allow yourself to progress through each of the elements of doing this task, being completely aware. And now moving the mind to the completion of this task. You're coming to the end of doing whatever you have to do. Just notice any sense of achievement or satisfaction arising in the mind. And just allow yourself to take with you that sense of completeness, that sense of achievement. And now we're drawing the meditation to a close. So when you're ready, come back to the space where you are. Just be aware of what's around you. Open your eyes. Move around if you need to. If there's any stiffness that's arisen in the neck or shoulders, just work that out. So that's the meditation for productivity. So just to summarize today, what we've done is a mindfulness tool, which is aimed to keep you aware and focused throughout the working day. And today we used the feet as the way of launching that, an awareness of the feet, and then an awareness of what's going through the mind, thoughts, emotions, or even bodily sensations. Just allowing ourselves maybe to see through some of the story of the negative emotions or thoughts, and that they may be quite arbitrary and untrue, just a thought, not the truth. And then we have done the meditation for productivity with the 3 steps. First of all, taking a task, allowing yourself to establish what you're going to visualize, how you're going to experience it, focusing using the breath, use another meditation object if you prefer. When you feel that you have sufficient focus in the meditation, then moving to visualizing and fully experiencing the completion of your task. So that's it. Thank you for joining us today. See you next week at 12 noon, Tuesday, UK time, for more meditation for productivity. In the meantime, if you want any further guidance, it's possible to see this video on Catch Up on YouTube and go to mindful-worklife.com. That's mindful-worklife.com. And you should see the link to this and the other materials that we have for you on the website. So until next week, all the best. I wish you a productive day. Goodbye.